Let's get to a little coach grading.
All right, coaching hires. We talked about Mike Elko, Jeff Lebby, Jonathan Smith, and now Fran Brown getting the job at Syracuse. We talked about all these coaches. Let's give them a grade here.
Okay. You want to start with?
Let's start with Mike Elko at Texas A&M.
B+.
That's what I have.
B+. I thought Urban Meyer, if you want the most proven commodity, I know you say, oh yeah, and coached for a while. He's kept up with the times. He knows how to hire. But Mike Elko knows the lay of the land, right? We've seen him have success at a place where it's tough to have success multiple years. With the Riley Leonard injury, I thought it was a successful year for Duke. You beat Clemson to open it up. Duke's back on the map. And you know you're getting a hard ass. And I think that fits Texas A&M's kind of style, their profile, what they need to get back to. The 12th man. They don't need to be a bunch of prima donnas that paid a bunch of guys that NIL, we're not really connected to the program. Look, college football is a cult, okay? And I'm here for it. Texas A&M just happens to have like the most legit cult. Did you see him like swinging and at the press conference?
I saw him swing.
You know, the kumbaya. Listen, I'm excited you care that much. Like, that makes me feel better about it, right? And you haven't won it since 1939. Imagine if they win it.
I know.
It'll burn down. It'll burn. Speaking about Gotham City, that's what it'll be like. I wonder if Bane showed up. But give me a B+. The only reason it's not an A, because the sample size is not huge.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle for A&M to get over the hump. But I think outside of Urban Meyer, give me a B+. I think this is about the best hire you've ever made.
I got a B. I mean, B+. Then A&M just reminds me of like the ROTC kid that's super weird, but like you respect him for what he does. He's just weird though, right? In that A&M, it's just weird.
It's just awful because everybody knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just a kid who loves it so much, but it just comes off as super strange. But look, I think you're going to get back to a blue-collar team. That's what Mike Elko is going to do. You're going to play phenomenal defense, right? My question will always be on the other side of the ball. Bringing back Wegman is going to be a huge piece.
Bobby Petrino's gone.
Bobby Petrino's gone. He's going home, all right, back to Arkansas on his motorcycle. But I think this is it's not a splashy hire, all right? The aliens aren't stoked about this one. They're not going to hear about it. But I think it's the right move for A&M with the pieces that they have left. So I'm going with B for Elko and the ROTC kids who.
And I love that a fan base like Texas A&M, who hasn't won a championship since 1939, cares that much.
It's so good.
Expectations are that high. I love that. I love that Nebraska, despite being sort of down in the dumps for the last 2 decades or whatever, still cares enough that they have this sellout streak still going. Like, that's what makes college football great. And because of that, because of all the resources they have out there and they have all the money and they can go get a number of head coaches, that's why I also have a B+. Like, Urban Meyer would be the A. So, like, let's just set the metric for what because that's a guy who's going to just come in and win football games. He's just going to come in and win them.
We've seen it too many times not to believe it.
Now, granted, I would have probably given Jimbo Fisher, if I had been doing sports media at the time when he was hired, a higher grade because he won a national championship. So just because you've done it before doesn't mean you're the best hire moving forward. I think this is a guy who was involved in the program. He's defensive minded. He's going to, really change a lot of the cultural elements there at Texas A&M. I think he's going to have success. I give it a B+. So how about Jeff Lebby?
I give this an A for Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. An A. And you say, Jake, an A. Why would you give Jeff Lebby a higher grade who hadn't been a head coach yet? Look at the places where they're going.
That's the thing.
And this isn't a knock on Mississippi State, but let's be honest. Mississippi State is not the mecca of the SEC or the SEC West. It's a great place. They love their football. I think Starkville is actually a little underrated when it comes down to it because I'm not a huge city boy, right? I kind of like the middle-sized town growing up in Auburn, even though I will say Auburn's cooler than Starkville, if we're going to be honest. But I love this hire for a couple reasons. One, it's going to bring you an innovative offense different than Mike Leach, who ran the air raid, but it's a fun style of offense to run. It's attractive for quarterbacks. It does translate to the NFL. We have seen guys have a lot of fun in it and score a lot of points. The second thing is, I think Mississippi State didn't play it safe. Yeah, Jeff Lebby doesn't have a ton of head coaching experience, but he's been around Lane Kiffin, right? He's been at Oklahoma. This guy is very well traveled. He knows how to recruit the state, because he's been at Ole Miss, which is another cool thing about this. It's going to make the Egg Bowl insane, going up against Lane Kiffin. They're kind of like brothers going against each other. It adds another element, another chapter to it. But he's not going to be new to how it works. If you work at Ole Miss, you understand how it works at Mississippi State. If you work at Mississippi State, you understand how it works at Ole Miss. And I am now, the third best part about it, the reason I give it an A, because I have an automatic bet that's going to hit every year when I take the over for the Egg Bowl.
Sure. How about you?
I'm going B+. I'm a huge Lebby guy. Wherever he goes.
You're a huge Lebbian?
Yes, I'm a huge Lebbian. Well put. But you talked the same thing about Mike Elko. There's not a big enough sample size as a head coach.
There's not any sample size.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely not big enough. What do you do? And we always talk about this. I think we talk about it a lot more in the NFL about coordinators transitioning to head coaching jobs. It's so different. I want to see how Lebby acts as the head coach of a program. The decisions he makes in games and clutch moments. That's what I want to see. Recruiting fine will be on offense. You will be able to score points, and he will get Mississippi State on the right track. But I have to see in the clutch moments, will he make the right decision? So that's why I'm going to be.
I have A- right now. I mean, Mississippi State, their options are just a little more limited than a program like a Texas A&M.
They're the 6.5 that has a funny personality.
And if you bring in a guy like this, like I think you're making a great point there in the style of offense. Guys are wanting to come in and play for that to get NFL ready. And in the era of the transfer portal, who knows what sorts of guys you could land. Get the right sort of players in there. You can be competitive in the SEC.
Without a doubt. Like you can win at Mississippi State. I don't think
Prescott?
you can win big consistently, but you can win there. Again, you're a 6.5, a 7 with a really funny personality. That's who Mississippi State is. Love being around them. Look, are they going to win homecoming queen? No, they're not. But guess what? They're going to go in there. They're not going to be the ugliest person at the party. They're going to make funny jokes. Hey, they may jump off the roof into the pool. It's Mississippi State.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, it's a dude. He's a 6.5.
That's not. That's. I said a girl.
Congrats.
I said a girl. I said
All
homecoming
right.
We're all so proud of you.
queen. I'm married to a woman. There's only one person on here that's not married to a woman.
The wood in the closet's made of many different types, buddy. You can feel free to come.
Well, you would know.
Never heard that.
You're trapped in there with John Travolta.
I don't know. You're R. Kelly right now in the closet.
Well, I mean,
far.
look, you can.
There was a
That's
line
too far?
here, and now you
R.
crossed
Kelly's
it.
too
You
far?
crossed
Now it's
the
messed
line.
up.
See?
Now it's messed
My
up.
suit's all messed up. Jonathan Smith is going to go take the head job at Michigan State.
I'm gonna go B. Solid B. The reason is I just hate that the Pac-12 put him in this situation because I think because Jonathan Smith played at Oregon State, unless I've just lost my mind. That's his alma mater. To leave that because Oregon State's not. You look at Oregon State and Michigan State. Yeah, I would say Michigan State's more high profile. You know, maybe not here lately with what Oregon State's done, but it's not like there's this huge gap. They love their football out in Corvallis. I got family out there, right? Oregon's a weird place, but they can get weird for football. So I hate that the Pac-12 put Oregon State and Jonathan Smith and Washington State and Coach Dickert in this position to where now you're having to leave home to escape, to go get security, right? To have a security blanket. I think it was a smart move by Jonathan Smith. Is it a sexy hire? No. Does he run the most fun brand of offense? No, but I think it kind of fits Michigan State, right? Run the pass, be multiple in formations, heavy-handed on defense, be able to pitch backwards somewhat when you have a guy that can throw it. But I think it's a good, solid hire. But look, Michigan State, now you get out of that Big Ten East, man. Y'all should be thanking God every day like Penn State. Freedom.
Mm-hmm. You like this hire replacement?
Yeah, I do. I'm going B.
Okay.
I'm going B here. I just want to put Jonathan Smith in a white lab coat, black gloves, and get him to tell someone to get out of my laboratory.
Well, doesn't he just
looks like a super villain? He looks like Stewie, all grown up.
No, he looks like Doc
Family
Ock
Guy.
off Spider-Man. That's who he looks like. The guy with the tentacles.
Yeah,
That's who he looks like. If he showed up with them glasses on, the same ones Urban Meyer wears on Big Noon
Jonathan
Kickoff.
Smith. He looks like
that's the perfect
guy.
cover name, Dave. The
That
perfect
is-
cover name.
That's a good.
I think he's going to fit well where he's going after what you mentioned. He wants to run the ball and he wants to play defense. It was kind of weird. It was 6 seasons at Oregon State, but the defense really was not that good.
I like this hire. I'm going B+, man. Michigan State's a place that, like you said, especially with divisions going away, like you can win football games. Mark D'Antonio did a great job there. He proves that you can punch above your weight. I mean, he was beating Jim Harbaugh. He was beating Michigan.
No doubt. They give y'all problems all the time. All right.
Fran Brown.
Fran Brown.
Syracuse job, man.
I'm going to go B- just because I know who Fran Brown is. Got a lot of respect for him. He wasn't at Georgia very long. Great recruiter. I'm interested to see. He looks similar to Sharon Moore to me. That's when I saw his picture at first. A lot of people thought this was Sharon Moore because the goatee. But at the end of the day, I wonder what the ceiling is for Syracuse. I think every 3 to 4 years, just like other programs, you can have a big year. I think he will get the players in there, though. I think he has a chance to get some guys, too, from the South as well. I'm going to go B-. Sample size,
How about you?
I'm going to go B. I'm going to go B because, one, like any time you come from Georgia, I believe. I believe in you. I believe in what you look at. I believe in how you do the process. I believe in you on and off the field.
Down for the Ravens.
I think it'll be a good hire. I think it'll be a good fit. I think he will have success where he goes.
I'm going to go A- actually.
Ooh,
50% of the equation, like we talked about, is where you're going. Syracuse, you're not hiring Kirby Smart, right? Like you're not pulling Dabo Swinney away. Like when the rumor was Texas A&M is going to go after Dabo Swinney, as silly as that seemed, it's possible, right? Like he's not going to Syracuse. For them to really be able to compete in the ACC, you got to take a risk, and you're not going to get a proven commodity. Mm-hmm. So why not go to the Kirby Smart tree? Right?
I love it.
Like everybody else that's done it has had success. I think Fran Brown, with the ties to the Northeast, plus he was ranked the #1 recruiter, I believe, on some sites, like 247.
Oh, he's one of the best.
That. Like it's a good hire for Syracuse. You have to take these sorts of risks, and who knows? Maybe he's there 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons and puts together a nice run.
And I know he's a really good recruiter. It's a lot harder to recruit at Syracuse than it is at Georgia right now.
Very difficult.
It's a lot simpler to just show up with that G on. Say, hey, you want to play college football? A lot of kids are going to say yes. They want to get to the NFL.
True.
And then, obviously...
Oh, also, real quick, Mike Hart is going to interview for the Indiana head coaching job, which is awesome. I played with Mike for 2 years. Man, he's a great guy, one of the greatest running backs in Michigan history. He's going to interview for the Indiana job. Let's see what happens. We'll keep you posted on that. But Arkansas is going to rehire Bobby Petrino as their OC. And the news was Arkansas is going to vet Bobby Petrino. We've done that.
Yeah. If you remember how it ended with Bobby Petrino on a motorcycle wearing a neck brace at a press conference, it was a disaster. But this, I found this year's, here it is right here.
Boy.
Here's how Bobby Petrino left Arkansas. That's a real picture. That's like not fake. So you can go look up the story. A lot of controversy. It ended very badly. This is my It Just Means More move of the year. This goes to show you, just like I've talked about with Urban Meyer getting back into it, people are like, oh, no, not Urban Meyer. Oh, God, not Urban Meyer. Or Hugh Freeze. Winning cures everything. You know what matters more to the people in Fayetteville, and I respect it, than the way it ended with Bobby Petrino? The way it was before, when they were winning and scoring points, and it was fun, and it was imaginative. Yeah, it went off a cliff, but you were going fast before. You had a great time driving around the mountain. They want that feeling again. And I think it shows you how desperate Sam Pittman is. Because it's different if Hugh Freeze goes from Ole Miss to Auburn.
Yeah.
That's totally different. Urban Meyer goes from where he is now to a new place. Mm-hmm. This would be like Urban Meyer going back to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Or going back to Florida. You don't see this. I can't remember ever seeing this in my life. Even though it's an offensive coordinator, that's a huge spot. That just goes to show you it just means more is not a slogan, it is a lifestyle. It just means more is not a slogan, it is a mindset. And Arkansas, they're down with the sickness, and I'm here for it.
He's already returned to a place. He went back to Louisville and coached again. Look, I'm not as big of a fan of it. I don't think it's a great look for Arkansas. I don't know everything that happened.
How dare you?
With the situation. If it was like he was having an affair with a volleyball girl who then he hired at the football program when she graduated. Then the motorcycle accident happened.
What a monster.
To me, only, again, 50% of it is that. The other part of it is we've seen Bobby Petrino. We've seen him return to Louisville and left them again. It's just like, to me, if you're Arkansas, you can go out and you can get better. You can go hire a younger coordinator.
I'd be laughing. If I'm Bobby Petrino, I am laughing. So y'all are paying me again.
Why?
Y'all are paying me money again.
It's like, maybe if Texas A&M was undefeated right now and he just called the best offense we've ever seen in the history of the world, and you have to make a decision on, golly, he would come back here, but we have this, the morality is not justified. That's not what happened. Like, you can go get a better offensive coordinator, a younger guy.
Sometimes you just can't get over your ex, dude.
That's what I was about to say. This isn't
Great White Buffalo.
That's a good way.
This isn't like, hey, we're married. I caught you cheating. I'm going to give you a second chance, like immediately. This is, hey, we're married. I caught you cheating. You weren't a great husband to begin with, right? There were some great times. Went out to some great places. Remember that time we went to the West Coast?
Sugar Bowl?
Right, went on that road trip. That was great, back when the love was real. Caught you cheating. We got divorced for 3 years. I went out there and looked. The returns were not good. So I can't find love again. Maybe you were my soulmate, right? Maybe it was just a mistake. Let me bring you back in. Oh, you're thriving now? Wow, you got a promotion at work? You're back in the big time? You're back as a stockbroker? You kicked that drug and alcohol habit? Come on back. Let's see if we can't recapture the memory. Who knows? Maybe it was true love. It just had to be put on hold for a while. That's what this is to me. But speaking about on hold. It can
only get better on offense, as far as I'm concerned.
That's very true. We want to show you, if you haven't seen it already, our trailer for Lady Ballers. Because remember when we were allowed to laugh at things that were absurd? Instead of having to say that they aren't absurd at all and that in fact, they're good and you're a bad person if you think otherwise. Back when Hollywood can make comedy films like Dodgeball or Wedding Crashers or Tropic Thunder without having to toe some politically correct line, well, here at the Daily Wire, we're tired of not laughing. And this Friday, we're dropping the most triggering movie of the decade so far because it makes fun of what's stupid. It's a sports comedy about the craziest thing that ever happened to sports. Grown men who cannot beat other grown men, calling themselves women, then absolutely dominating girls who spent their entire lives training to be the best at what they do. Here's a look at the official trailer that's gone viral for Lady Ballers. Play that beautiful footage. This one's hilarious.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
Maybe you should try it sometime. Are you gonna move?
I am not.
Let's cut to the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you know how he identifies.
If you can beat them,
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
You want us to compete as women. $5,000 prizes.
My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
join them.
This is the way the world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all about it. So a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all.
Oh, that's called gender fluid.
So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom. I can't believe it. Nice.
You mean when you're sleeping?
Yes.
Coach? Alex, we could play basketball.
We'd have to get the whole team back together.
It's time
We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
to play
Lady Ballers. Man up.
like a girl.
I'm with her. Believe in my truth. This is my truth.
From heroes
Day one of being a girl athlete. I love being a girl.
to sheroes.
We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix.
It's ladies basketball, boys. Nobody watches.
Excuse me. Are these seats open?
Never mind.
Getting dunks. And tucking trunks.
No, she didn't.
That's the biggest I've ever seen on a lady.
I don't care.
Lady Ballers.
One can even be trans age now, which provides Sheelix with a wonderful opportunity to relive all the experiences that she missed out on in school.
Streaming exclusively on Daily Wire Plus December 1st.
But you can only watch Lady Ballers with a Daily Wire Plus membership. Join the Daily Wire Plus team and get $50 off your new membership right now. Go to dailywire.com/subscribe to sign up for exclusive access. Don't miss the Lady Ballers live premiere event on the Daily Wire Plus Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's December 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We're super duper excited. Everybody on YouTube, if you haven't heard, we just released a movie. It is dropping this Friday, December 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 7 p.m. Central on Daily Wire Plus. Check it out. It's the comedy that Hollywood's too afraid to make. You're going to love it because your brain works.